Hi everybody, it's William. As we mentioned in the orientation, there would be surprises throughout the course where we would be guided to bring forward information or instructed to do something by our team that we didn't plan for, was not prepared for, but that we would honor. And when you're guided, it can come in many different ways. And it's important that you're open to knowing and feeling when that guidance is happening for you. Because when you get hunches or guesses or a gut feeling about something, it's usually indicative that you are tuning into or getting to know something. Hi, Kate. And from that perspective, this was not planned at all. And they told us there would be instances throughout the courses that there would be no plan. This would just happen. And I have Master Kuthumi with me today, who wants to talk a bit about the process of channeling and what you need to learn to pay attention to in your physical body to begin to identify from within the body when you're recognizing you're being connected to by one of your guides or one of your angels or a past relative. So this is one of those surprises. Now, how did I know this was the moment? Well, I was doing some writing, and the phone rings, and Norma's on the other end. She said, I just got this feeling you're supposed to go live. And I heard her say that. And I checked inside, and I asked, who's going to come live with me? And Master Kuthumi came in. And I've never experienced or felt Master Kuthumi until today. I've heard the name in quite some time ago, but it's this, like these two gentle hands are on my head, and he's like holding my head steady. And that's the message he's giving to me and to all of us, to keep our mind steady. He's using my head as a metaphor. He said, it's important that you learn to keep your mind steady so that you can hear and feel what is actually occurring for you as a soul, and not for you as the self that is used to believing it's this human being, a physical body exclusively. For you are not exclusively a physical body. In truth, that body that you are in right now is simply the vehicle through which you are manifesting your soul, your spirit force. And I'm here today to remind you that it is important to make that distinction between yourself and this physical organism called your body. They're two very unique and distinct entities, but have agreed to function harmoniously together. Now, one of the beautiful things about the body you have is it has a sensitivity that you have not fully actualized yet, but through these courses and learnings you are learning to actualize. And so I say to you to be attentive to when you feel a surge in your heart, or a feeling in your gut, or something uncomfortable. Stop and pay attention, for we are trying to communicate with you and through you. And if you listen not to the symptom of what is in the body, but to the feeling of the symptom, the energy behind it, the drive that is there, which is not something you feel from the body merely draws your attention to the vibration that is there. And so when your attention is drawn to, say, the gut, you can go in and ask the feeling, what is it that you are trying to communicate to me? And we might say to you, we want you to eat something better. We might be saying to you not to do something. We might be saying to you, there's something you need to really engage in and digest fully and take it in. These symptoms will be unique to the physiology that you are currently in, and also unique to the mental structure that you currently exist in, for your mental structure acts as a filtration system for your capacity to receive information accurately or inaccurately. And so in the process of learning to keep your head still, keep your mind quiet, you will be able to hear and understand and comprehend the messages more effectively and efficiently than you have prior to this time. I came here today specifically to communicate this simple, elegant idea. When your mind is still, when your mind is quiet, then the sensations in your body will have a feeling behind them that you'll be able to articulate into words. The feelings get articulated into words. Take your attention off the symptom of the form, what you feel as the effect in the body, and go to the feeling behind that sensation so that you can get to the encoded message that is stored in behind the sensation. All your physical mechanism is designed to do is receive sensations. It cannot receive thoughts the way you understand receiving thoughts is. Your physical mechanism can receive responsive information to something that's coming into it, but it cannot interpret it as you can. You, soul awareness, I say you are, this beingness that can listen to your thoughts and be aware of the sensations in the form. This aspect of you is that aspect which has the capability to be able to access the encoded messages in sensations, behind the sensations. And when you learn to access those without interpreting what you think their meaning might be, for you might interpret a tummy sensation as being just hunger, or a tummy sensation as being something's wrong. There may not be that sensation, may not mean that at all. But behind the sensation is another feeling, a layer that your awareness, you soul, can tap into. You can feel and ask. You can ask for the feeling behind the physical sensation to become apparent to your conscious mind in the form of images, thoughts, or words that you can interpret through your knowingness. You can make a distinction between your past trying to interpret that which is coming in now versus coming in now being interpreted through your past. So I caution you to be very still in your mind and listen very carefully to the encoded feeling behind the sensations of your physical form when it is triggered by us. Whether it is I, Kuthumi, or others of the brothers and sisters, or the beings from other planes, the sensation never happens by chance. And your willingness to take away your capacity to interpret what you think the meaning of sensation is and go to the information behind the sensation, you enable yourself to step out of your acquired paradigm, your mental framework in which you've been trapped and have been struggling to get out of. Some of you. Some of you are further along, some of you are further behind. But we accept that everybody doing this process at this time is intending to understand the interconnectivity between their soul awareness and us non-physical beings, and what the relationship is between us and the manifestation of a higher frequency of consciousness on this physical dimension. In order to get to the understanding of the purpose that you may have in fulfilling your portion of that process, it is important that you come to an inner understanding, a direct knowing of what you know things to mean. Not what you think things mean, not what you remember things to mean, but what you know things to mean. And you can only know that when this is still and quiet. When this is still and quiet. In the coming days, you will be receiving much information from us. Be mindful. It is not just I, Kuthumi, but many others. That we are here to work with all of you. As you can feel this energy coming in now, many of you can feel the sensations coming into the top of your head and into your arms. This is us. We are with you. Be mindful of this. And listen to the message of the feeling behind the sensation. The great love and joy that we all have for you as you have for us. The only difference is that we are conscious of this fact and you are acquiring that awareness. But we can assure you that your level of love is no less or no greater than ours. The only distinction is your perception of that which you call awareness and love. Our goal in these coming weeks is to liberate you from this, not to get rid of this, to liberate you from it, so that it will look where you wish it to look, when you wish it to look. You can keep it still, and when it is still, you can hear inwardly, you can see inwardly, and this will give you greater capabilities to hear outwardly, to see outwardly beyond that which you currently know and understand. It is my greatest honor to be here with you today. I give thanks to this one for allowing me to communicate this message to all of you with whom we work. You may share this message beyond this place, at least the frequency, for if you feel the vibration, the very nature of the feeling of your vibration is the transmission of that frequency through you and beyond you. The moment you feel a vibration, you are also transmitting it. For the sensation always gets communicated through the mechanism. There is no other way. It is the way energy works. So I say to all of you, blessings and thank you. We shall come again at other times. Not necessarily I, but there are others that work with this one and all of you. This is a collective effort for a global process. Be mindful of this. There'll be much more. Much love to you all. We are with you. That is, thank you very much. Thank you, Lord Kuthumi. That is the first time that Kuthumi has ever come through me. I'm just getting, I cannot tell you the energy I'm feeling right now. It's just crazy, wonderful. But they told me to pay very close attention, that they would be guiding myself and Norma and others to step forward from within when they're inclined to communicate messages that they felt would be very timely for the growth and evolution of the entire group, you individually as well as the overall collective. And again, I wasn't planning on coming live at this point today, but I follow my team very thoroughly, more so than ever before. And you'll come to understand, they do have a much higher perspective on our lives than we do. They will not interfere with our free will, but they will certainly give us information, ideas, opportunities. That's why I asked them, do I need to do this? Do I need to drink more water today? Like I've had like 3.5, almost 4 liters today. And I listen, I speak them. Sometimes it's JC, sometimes it's Metatron, sometimes Archangel Michael. I had Archangel Michael here, and I had Jesus here today. And when you start to surrender, to be humble to their knowledge, and I don't mean to surrender that you don't have your own free will, because I've disagreed with them, and not that it's been in my best interests, but I have free will. We all do. So even though they make a suggestion, I can turn it down. When they said stop eating red meat, I didn't want to stop eating red meat, but all of a sudden, as I became aware of the vibrational frequency, I started to feel things. As you get into channeling and stuff more, you start to feel things. You become more sensitive, not only to the life within you, but to the life around you. And there's a certain value in that you're going to govern yourself in such a way as to maximize the love expression, the divine elements of being become more important than the physical considerations of a conventional humanity that we've been struggling to break ourselves free of for many millions of years. So again, I want to thank all of you guys that came on live. This will be saved as a video. I'll entitle it, he wants me to entitle it Kuthumi on the Roll. So that's what I'll entitle it as. So anyway, thank you. Do I want to take any questions? Yes, he says he will take questions on this subject. Okay. So if anybody's got a question, yeah, this is huge. It was for me too, Lori. So the information will come to you when you least expect it sometimes, but as you start to change your diet, I might as well touch on this now because it cannot be said enough times until it becomes a pattern in your life. The foods you are eating, the things you are drinking, constitute a vibrational frequency that interacts with the electrical potential of your body. I'm going to say that again. The food that you're eating and the things that you're drinking are an electrical potential that's interacting with the electrical potential in your body. It's either going to make your body more alive and more energized, or less alive and less energized. So I encourage you to start examining the foods and things you eat that are not conducive to a higher frequency body. Because when your body is tuned differently, you hear differently, you feel differently, there's greater sensitivity. And as I said, my sensitivity every day goes up a notch more, every day a notch more. And we get to do that for eternity. But we can also go the other way. We can bring ourselves down, depending on the choice we make. So I encourage you to look at the food you're eating, the things you're drinking, and make certain you're putting the right things in your body. Yes, Christopher, we are still on for 9 o'clock tonight. This is something they guided me to do today. This was not planned. They said there will be many things like this throughout the courses, that this was not about creating a framework that you could get used to, but creating opportunities for each and every one of us to maximize our opportunities to communicate with our divine teams and live to our fullest potential through this. Really? Okay. Wow. They're saying, okay. So I'm gonna bring somebody on about this subject. For those of you who have heard, I want to bring somebody on and share what your experience was of this, because I certainly can tell you that I felt an incredible surge of energy, and I still feel an incredible surge of energy. So I think it's really important to have a chance to hear other people reflect on their experience of what's happened. For me, I felt Kuthumi still, like this energy, this beautiful soft energy on my head, and I'm buzzing. I'm literally buzzing through my entire body, right down to the soles of my feet.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Terrific. Thank you for coming on, because this is the other thing they told us to do at every opportunity, bring people on to experience and share their experience so everybody experiences, and we generate a synthesis that's greater than what any one of us can generate on our own. So talk to me a bit about what you just heard and what the meaning was for you.
Sorry, I don't know if I'm actually the right person, well, to have on right now. I felt like when the video came on, I wanted to watch it and I was distracted. So, but I was feeling a lot more than I have before. I could actually feel in my heart space. I guess kind of an opening. I was I'm noticing more about being inside my body rather than outside of it or floating around.
Cool. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. So what made you think you're not the right person? They're saying you are the right person. You experienced something that changed you, that you felt. And that's a change for you that other people may resonate with.
You know why? Because my mind wasn't fully in it. So yes, I experienced something, but it was my mind telling me I wasn't the right person because I knew my mind wasn't in it. But that's probably exactly what needed to happen.
He's laughing right now. He's saying, now you can feel the difference between your mind and no mind. This is the distinction for you, to recognize that distinction so that you can choose one or the other instead of being lost in that one. You know the discomfort of being lost in your mind, and now you know the joy in your heart when you're not. And we extend that to you always, and now you can receive it. It is yours. You're always the right person. And we say to you, there is nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with any of you. All we have is love. That's all you have is love. It's what you are. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for being real with us. I really appreciate it. I can feel that. I can feel that from you. Beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome, hon. there something else you'd like to say?
No, I'm good.
Much love to you, darling. I'm going to
Okay.
bring somebody else on, okay?
Mhm.
Wow. That's so beautiful. Thank you so much, Lori. And again, this stuff, we don't plan this stuff. When we taught our 102 extension course, which was a 6-week course, we didn't know what we were going to do until the last. Hey, Lorraine.
I'm good. You?
Yeah, terrific. I was just saying, yeah, we didn't know what we were going to do till the last 15 minutes before the course, and they literally mapped out a 6-week course in 15 minutes through me. It was unbelievable.
Wow, that's
So,
crazy.
Lorraine, how much of the live did you get a chance to experience?
I kind of got the end of it because it's kind of funny. I was finishing an interview that possibly I could be working in the States. So I was actually on the phone and then just hung up and I saw that you had went live. So I kind of clicked on it and got it. But it's interesting because I work with the violet flame every night. I do that meditation, the violet flame, but I actually call on him himself, Kuthumi, to come in as well. So he's a part of the
Wow.
who I call in, the beings I call in to work with the violet flame.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
No, he's sending me, he's pouring huge energy through me, and he says you should be getting it too. He works with you directly. He knows that. He can feel
yeah,
that.
I
Can you
get it.
feel that right now? Can you feel
Yeah,
that?
I get the energy coming when I do that, and my ears, like especially my right ear, starts to go kind of like cupping when I do that meditation, and I feel like a lot of energy.
Yeah,
So
I really like. I don't know if you heard when he said that that when we get physical sensations, we should not get stuck on the sensations. We should feel the. I'm trying to recall the words exactly. We are to feel the information that's behind the physical sensation. There's a feeling behind the physical sensation that has the message that you're to receive and or deliver.
okay,
That's how I'm paraphrasing what he said. I'll have to watch this over again to actually hear
yeah,
what he said.
yeah,
Because when you get deep into channeling, you literally, I'm just like one of you watching, right? And
yeah,
it's pretty fascinating.
yeah. Because
But go ahead.
no, no, you go ahead. Go ahead. What are you going to say?
What is the feeling you're having right now?
Um, just peace and joy. Just like, I just feel lighter, more kind of uplift, kind of just like ah, just that kind of feeling, right? And
So he says that feeling, if you can feel the feeling, he says he knows you can feel your body's buzzing now too, right?
yeah,
He says the feeling behind the buzzing has the message he's trying to communicate to you, an actual message for you, and
mm,
it's feeling the feeling behind that.
yeah, the buzzing.
Yeah.
Perseverance is one word that comes to mind.
Awesome,
Perseverance, keep it going.
possum. Okay, I'm going to
Okay,
bring one more. Again, this
sure.
was not planned. There'll
No,
be more. They're saying there'll be many more like this. I don't know when or how.
I just want to say
Just
something because we were talking there. I just want to say something. When you were saying bringing in those three energies, like I thought like Kali Ma came to my mind, but straight away it's almost like Jesus just stepped in, and I could feel him. Almost like I could see him step in. I was like, okay, well, I'm definitely talking to Jesus and bringing his energy in. I just thought that was interesting. I wasn't thinking about him, but he came
yeah.
in.
Yeah, he's
So I
telling
was
me
like,
yes. He said yes. He says you got it. You
yeah,
totally got it. He says you totally felt me. He's
yeah.
saying you totally felt
And
me.
I don't
Wow,
question it. I was like, okay, I'm going with that. If you want me to come in, well, then I'm good.
awesome. We're going to the last week of the course will be practicing channeling, where everybody gets to actually share their messages, and we should be using the wall for that interaction. I mean, we're supposed to be focusing on card reading, so I have no idea why they had me come and do this today, but I just trust it, right? You get to a
Yeah,
place
for
where you just
sure.
start to trust.
Yeah, that's it.
It's like I trust my wife with my life, right?
Yeah,
I trust these guys in my life too, and ladies. There's female masters too, believe it or
yeah,
not.
definitely.
So I want to bring one other person
Okay.
on, and thank you for sharing that piece with us. It's beautiful.
Oh, you're welcome.
Jesus, so totally works with you. You got Jesus and Kuthumi working with you. That's awesome.
I know. All
Hey,
right.
thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Sheree.
Bye.
Bye bye, love. Wow. I am totally honored. We have such an amazing group of people, guys. I'm just so blown away with all of you. It just gets. I can't bring John on for some reason. I brought Lori on already. Wow. Who's this? Kate. Wow. Yes, Kate. It's amazing as you start to surrender and get beyond what you think you're feeling with your body and start feeling what's behind those sensations. It really does alter things for you. I remember one night I was sitting with Norma Jean and she was asking me some questions, and all of a sudden I started getting these weird images in my mind. And the very images, I was looking at them and wondering what the meaning of the images were, and all of a sudden I began to get words coming with the images. And hi, Kate. Hi.
Hi.
Wonderful. Thank you for coming on. How much of the message did you get a chance to hear?
I think most of it, yeah.
Talk a bit about what it made you feel.
That I'm doing, for me, I'm doing quite well. Because I'd been on courses with you before.
Yeah.
And can you hear me okay?
Oh yeah, I'm just saying keep your mind still as you speak.
And yeah, I got tripped up with being good in my lifestyle, in meditating and things like that. And before I knew it, I'd got in a bit of a rut. And then I just all of a sudden started hoiking myself out of it again and doing meditation and doing all the things that I should do and just totally understanding what you were saying.
It's funny, as you're speaking your words, I can hear a gentleness in your tone that I've never heard before. There's a gentleness there I've never heard before. What do you attribute that to?
Somebody said in another group about acceptance, and I realised that I was like a kid banging against a wall trying to move out of a place in life that I'm in.
Wow.
And so I've just tried to pull back and just be at peace with where I'm.
I'm being told to tell you it's happening. You're making it happen. You're making it happen now. And they're saying you can feel that. You can feel that. They know you can feel that.
Yeah.
Which is why they're saying that's why you're with us now, is because you are making that shift from that lower frequency to the higher. Wow.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. I totally feel that. I'm gonna have to watch this over again because I don't have full conscious recall of everything. But and again, I'm trying to reduce that process and increase the retention. Because remember, for me, when I step outside of what the information is, just to observe it, to allow it, I'm not in my body and brain the same way I normally am. So the information doesn't get processed through me the same way as it does when I'm in my body. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
And it's
absolutely
true. It's true when you start to move on to higher frequencies. You have to learn to process information more directly, more intimately than through what you're used to, through the sounds, sights, smells, touches, and tastes. You actually have to transcend the physical senses and start integrating energetically as opposed to sensorially. But that'll all unfold in the next coming weeks for everybody. I'm really grateful. Thank you for coming on, Kate. I really appreciate it.
Can I ask you at some point, could you talk to us about 5G?
About
Not now
5G,
necessarily.
about 5G as in the cell phone 5G?
Yeah, not
Well,
necessarily now, but
as soon as you said that, a whole bunch of stuff just started. See, when you ask questions, they start to download information right away. And they're saying there are some that
sorry.
will be very poorly affected by it. There are some that are very susceptible to that vibration, and there are others who are ready for that vibration because there are higher frequencies that are being brought in, and not everybody is at that frequency. There are many who keep themselves artificially low, and when they're saying that, they're talking about people that like drug users, people that don't eat properly, people that don't exercise, don't take care of their bodies. They're low frequency and they're affected by higher frequencies because a higher frequency always tries to change whatever it impacts, right? It's like we're all sitting here right now, and if I started hearing take the last train to Clarksville and I'll meet you at the station, and all of a sudden all of our brains start resonating with that frequency, right? If you're at a low frequency and something higher is coming in, it'll affect you positively or negatively. So you want to be able to raise your frequency up so that those things won't affect you. Even electromagnetic frequencies like radiation will not damage the body if it's at the right frequency because it's just a different frequency. And
Right.
of course, that's what they tell me anyway. That's what they say. People have to become aware of these frequencies and how to integrate them. Your body, the higher it is in frequency, can process frequency very differently than when it's at a low vibration. That's
Right.
the answer they gave me, Kate.
Brilliant. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry, I knocked you off your.
I know it's brilliant. Like we're all in this together. We're working together on this, and I'm going to continue doing that. I'm going to let you go now, Kate, and I'm going to just check and see if there's any other questions. I'll take one or two questions, and then we're going to turn off.
Okay.
And we'll see you guys later. Okay. Bye.
See you
Thank you.
later. Bye.
Wow. I'm going to scroll and see if I Oh, Lori, that's a great question. For me, back over here, or I'm over here watching from the side. It's like I can still perceive and recognize things through my eyes, and I can still hear things through the ears, but I'm not into it. I'm not distracted by these things when I'm in the listening mode, when I'm in the receptive mode. And I think this is one of the areas that we will be touching on in our advanced work, which is in 103. We'll be beginning to looking at what trance channeling is, which is what you're really asking about. But what happens when a person steps outside of their form and allows another consciousness through? For me, I'm not a big fan of anybody taking exclusive control over my physical body, no matter who they are. But I am amenable to cooperating with anybody and any being that wants to work with me, provided their intentions and their character are of wow, my whole screen just lit up white as I said that. That they're of good sound character and intention for self and humanity. But they say they don't want any of us to be unconscious. We're meant to be in a unified state. We're meant to be in a unified state, working as a conscious collective through individual expressions. And that's really the goal here, is to get that level of articulation. But we're going to get into the concept of trance channeling things way down the road. And that's not until like September. So that's the answer I have for you with that, Laura. I hope that helps. Tara's asking, when we feel his energy, what do we do next to find out his message? Is it to ask the feeling in the body what the message is, and then to see if we get more information to our other clairs? He's saying, learn to distinguish the feeling. The body is merely to let you sense that a communication is occurring. The feeling within that sensation, that is not the physical sensation. There's a distinction between the body's sensation and the feeling of that is embedded in that sensation. You want to pull out that feeling and connect to it, and feel and interpret the message in the feeling, you may ask that feeling, what is the message? And as you've already been instructed, you write down the word, the image, the color, what it is you got from that. You may get clear, well-versed sentences from us. You may get clearly well-defined ideas in your mind. But your willingness to separate the physical sensation from the embedded signal is important to understanding and interpreting the information correctly. Wow, I totally get that. I hope you understand that. You might have to watch this again, because I totally know it. What I understand that to mean is that, okay, so somebody calls me on somebody calls me on my cell phone. The sensation would be the cell phone ringing, okay? Now, I stop the ringing, I take my attention off the physical sensation, and I tap into the signal that's coming through that I'm not doing, sorry, I'm not doing this justice. Okay, he says I'm doing it okay. That you want to tap into the signal that's not the sensation itself, but what's in the feeling beyond the physical sensation. Again, for me, when they come through for me, my physical sensations are like a literal vibration, like a high-speed vibration. I can literally feel the entire molecular system of my body reacting. Sometimes it's localized, sometimes it's in a specific area, sometimes it's general, sometimes it's outside my body, but the hairs on my body react to it and stand up on end. But then I drop my awareness of the sensation. I ask, what is this that I'm feeling that's not the sensation? That's what I do. And I listen very carefully. I don't let my mind think, well, maybe it's just a breeze, or you're just hearing a noise down the street. I don't let my mind try to interpret or interfere with the process. I hope that addresses your question, Tara. Okay. That's awesome, Christopher. Yeah, they're saying the high vibrational foods are really important. They're going to stress that again and again and again, and so will we. That making certain that what goes into the form, and it's once you get there. I mean, this is not this gets easier, but it's not easy learning to drop soda pop and beer and caffeine and all those things we're used to artificially stimulating. Let me tell you about artificial stimulants, what they really do. In this physical world, you are a sentient soul that has come and inhabited a physical body. And in this physical body, the frequency is very dense and very low. It's uncomfortable at first. And as you try to compensate for that discomfort, you find ways of stimulating your frequency to go higher artificially with things like alcohol or drugs or caffeine or things, processed sugars, that give you a sense of your energy being up where it naturally is anyway. But the proper way to bring your frequency up is to put frequencies into the body that align the body to you rather than you having to come down to the body. Yeah, you're saying I got it right. That's the right way, the right sequence. Thank you for bringing that subject up, Chris. Okay, I know. See, I could do this all day. These guys, I could just bring these guys through all day, and they would love that. But they also know that we have to have some sort of a structure, and I'll be going live again tonight. Kim Chemistry has had to withdraw from the course because she's got something else that she's engaged in that she can't let go of. And so from that perspective, I'm going to take Kim's spots, and I just say, go for it, boys. And that's what happens. They organize things. I ask for them to be organized. I ask Spirit to organize things for me. You give me the job, I'll do it. And the light worker functions from that level. Show me what I need to do. If I don't know, show me. And you learn to say yes very differently than you've ever had before. Yes doesn't mean you become a doormat. But again, we're going to get into all this later. There's so much. I cannot tell you how much is going to be happening in the next 3 weeks alone. And this is just a small sampling of it. And again, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Kuthumi. And thank you, Divine Council of Light. I really appreciate this. Much love. And to all of you, much love too. Tonight, I think there's going to be a practice card reading tonight with Lioness Jill. And I recommend you start working with the cards to train yourself to focus. The cards are to give your brain a chance to learn to interpret feelings and sensations differently than you normally do. So please engage in that. And then when you start learning, practice pulling cards for other people. Share the skill. Develop it. It's the interactivity online that makes this work. It's your interaction with each other. It's a group synergy that we're trying to get going. We're firing it up. And I encourage you to do that. Because more than one person can go live on the group wall at once. Okay? So have yourselves an awesome and a joyful afternoon. Again, thank you for taking some of your precious time out of your day to be with us. Much love to all of you. Bye for now.